And welcome everybody to Movie.Cast. This is a podcast where we talk all about films. I'm Mike and I'm joined by Amber today.
Hello.
Wreck-It Ralph will have a sequel. And it is coming out in 2018. So another 2 years until Wreck-It Ralph. The first Wreck-It Ralph came out in a few years ago, I think. I don't remember now.
But 11?
I think it was 2011. Was
yeah,
it?
2011, 2012.
Whew,
but they said it was,
a long time.
But they had said after it came out that it was going to get a sequel.
Oh, and yes, but this is the first time we've had like confirmation.
Yeah.
It was 2012 that the first Wreck-It Ralph came out.
I remember because I was in LA and they had this huge billboard face of the angry Wreck-It Ralph in downtown LA, and I'm like, what is Wreck-It Ralph? As I'm walking around at 3 o'clock in the morning down in the
what is Wreck-It Ralph?
Sunset Boulevard, Hollywood.
That's awesome. What were you in LA for? Just
I was visiting friends, and then my last night out, we were walking around the Chinese theater and stuff at 3 in the morning, where there was nobody else there except a few bums and police officers, and we just went to an IHOP or whatever and just walked around.
Oh my goodness.
I was still stuck on East Coast time, so I was just like, you know what, let's just do what we got to do.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, we'll do a little bit of retro review here. I loved Wreck-It Ralph.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a great movie. It was really the first breakout hit for Disney's specific 3D animation studios, who have been the same people behind recently Zootopia, Big Hero 6, and
isn't Big Hero 6 part of the Marvel though too?
No, not really. No,
this is more. Even though it's a manga.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure. All I know is that Big Hero 6 was made by these people.
Okay.
That I think this Big Hero 6 was the follow-up movie after this. So they have been busy. So that's why it's taken a few years. But so you like the first Wreck-It Ralph too, right?
Yes, I thought it was cute.
Yeah.
Waiting for Mario though.
Well, and
there's been rumors since the last one ended that he's going to show up.
Well, because they hinted at him in the first one. Not really. Well, they name dropped him basically.
Plus, you saw Bowser.
Yes, exactly. And so then you're just like, wait, you got the
Nintendo
licensing
has some
for
kind
Bowser, but not for for Mario. So I guess my point in bringing it up is the question of the day is, does it need a sequel? And since we know the sequel is coming out, and I guess you kind of answered part of it, what would you want them to do in the sequel? They've already given a little bit of hint.
I mean,
with their poster, they released a poster that looks like Ralph is going to actually be going onto the internet somehow.
Internet games?
Yes, in a way, because there's a poster they release, and we'll put the image up, but there's a poster where he's standing over the Earth, but it's showing all these fake internet companies. Instead of Amazon, it's Amazing.
Oh,
or Google is spelled with the weird accent marks above the U. So I don't know, but anyway, let's just start off. Yeah. Does it need a sequel, or should it have stood by itself?
I mean, personally, I'm fine with the first one. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'd like to see more original content than something else, but because it's based off of a video game, or it's the whole world is video games. Mm-hmm. And arcade games, I can see where you can go off of doing sequels to it, because they
kind of open up the door to this whole world.
You can always change it to something different and put more, and people, if you say, oh, we're going to have Mario in it, oh, we're going to show Kirby or whoever,
Whoever we can get
let's just get the whole Smash Brothers team in there, stuff like that.
They got the license to Sonic in the last game.
Yeah.
And they just, threw him in as just as a PSA
Sega,
guy or something.
I think people kids especially will definitely go and see it, but stuff like Mario and things like that, people will. So I understand why they're doing it. Personally, I don't really care. Right. I liked the first one. I thought it was cute, but I'm not counting down the days until Wreck-It Ralph 2 is coming out, just because I figured they were going to make a sequel after the first one came out.
And that's what, I mean, we all had to figure, because it was a big success.
I mean, it's any movie nowadays, especially a kids animated movie.
I guess it's just when a movie is really good, you just, in the back of your mind, even though you might be excited for a sequel, you just kind of, sometimes there are movies that like if there was a sequel made, it won't recapture that same.
I know exactly.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, we've all experienced this in some way, you know. But yes, exactly. No Ghostbusters with the female cast will ever recapture, the original Ghostbusters.
I'm not saying that they can't.
Right,
I'm just saying.
Right. It's.
There's got to be a lot of love and effort put into it, and not gimmicky. I'm just making this to make more money.
Right, and I think that's the point here too. Is it's just, I love the first Wreck-It Ralph because it was scripted so well. Like, that's one of the reasons why I loved it, because I actually just rewatched it recently, and just, like, the best part, and I may have mentioned this before, but I'll bring it up just for the context of our conversation, is when Ralph, and spoilers if you haven't seen it, but whatever, it's been a few years, when Ralph is being held by Turbo up above the air, above the volcano, and Ralph suddenly realizes, oh, this is what I gotta do to save Vanellope.
I'm bad, and that's good. I will never be good, and that's not bad. There's no one I'd rather be than me.
And that moment was just like, that's amazing how they set it up right at the beginning by giving this motto, and it's kind of like a throwaway. You're just like, okay, it's just the motto for the bad guys, and then they bring it back for a purpose, and it's like, I hope any sequel has good writing like that. Not just like that, but moments where, like, I don't want the sequel where it's just like, oh, that was kind of fun to see those characters again. Okay, cool, we're done. Like, if it's going to be a sequel, I want it to mean something. Because the first one means something. They put a heart into it.
And I did like Sarah Silverman's Penelope character.
Yes.
Even though you would never think, like, Sarah Silverman, of all people, would do, like, a kid's movie and play, like a lollipop, like, race car driving princess. But she did, and it was the best. So I'm like, I would watch it just because I liked her character so
Penelope
much.
was one of the best characters.
And she has the best voice for it, too.
Yes. Oh,
so
absolutely.
I hope that at least Penelope and Ralph are the two that do come back, and possibly the...
Well, they will, and they have been confirmed. John C. Reilly has been confirmed to be coming back. Sarah Silverman will be back. So we are getting the main cast, so that's a good thing. But go ahead, finish your thought before I jump on mine.
I was just saying, I just hope, like, it's just not Ralph. I hope, even though Penelope's not really
Vanellope.
I'm sorry. I just want to say Vanellope.
Remember, there are tons of candy puns.
Candy. Even though she's not a real, like, based really off of a video game character, or she's kind of just like amalgamation of like different types of like weird like different things, but I do like bring them back and then just go with it.
Right. Yeah. Well, and you have to imagine, you gotta, I hope that they will also include Felix and Jane Lynch's character, who I can't remember now.
I just want to see more different
worlds, because that's what some people
or
complain.
Arcades,
Okay, and
worlds. Right. Them going through different,
exactly.
Maybe like them just getting lost in a different arcade and like different games, and them trying to get back to their game.
Yeah, because a few people did point out, some did use this as a criticism, that they felt like the movie spent too much time in Sugar Rush,
which I like to call Candyland.
It is basically.
It was basically
Candyland.
Yeah.
And they. That's really actually a fair point. They do, like, at first, like, they jump around different worlds at first, but then they do kind of...
They get stuck in that one.
Yeah, and then that's where most of the action happens. So maybe that's why they're going with this, he goes to online gaming or through the internet somehow, because then that basically forces their hand. They basically have to, like, Yeah, exactly. They have to expand. They have to make him go here, here, here.
And maybe, just expand it. Maybe, like...
It'll be awesome if, since they're going through online, if because he always wrecks things, if he causes, like, computer viruses and websites to crash,
he, like,
that
becomes
will
a
be
computer
hilarious.
virus that looks like him. Yeah, that would be kind of cool, too.
That would be awesome. But and since we were talking about Vanellope is one of my favorite characters as well. She's almost, not almost, but like she's one of the big reasons why the first movie is so good. It's just because she's just so funny and like and she, like, her humor is perfect at random unexpected moments too. Like the best part is when she's, you know, she's given the princess form back, and then everybody like suddenly remembers, oh yeah, she's our princess, and so all the girls who are mean to her is like, please have mercy on us, and she's like, as your queen, I decree that you all shall be executed. Then like Jay Lynch's character's like, oh, this place just got more interesting. Like, that was the best moment ever. Like,
well, it's kind of got a mixture of like like it's a Disney movie, but you have Sarah Silverman, who's been doing comedy for a very long time, and it has a little bit of her humor, but like very, very toned down.
Yes, oh, absolutely.
For her humor.
Yeah, well, and she had a good back and forth with Ralph as well, and then like they came up with like great reasons for you to care about her. You know, like where in her own way she was like the outcast of her video game, just like Ralph
and any
was.
other like kind of movie, she probably would have been just this annoying character.
Right,
but for some reason, she was just like, I don't know if it's just because it was Sarah Silverman or what, but it was just funny.
I mean, suffice it to say, there's really not a whole lot more we can go on about the subject, but suffice it to say, I will go out to see it when it comes out.